Hi, I'm Lucky Duck for Nevada Trails. Today I have a very special show. I have author and psychic Sandie La Nae. Welcome to the Nevada Trails.
Thank you.
And happy Halloween, future.
Well, happy Halloween to you too. This is awesome. Thank you for the invite to be on your show.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lucky Duck was at the Mont Bleu and was voted the most beautiful duck there the other night.
Well, I can see why.
So we're quite happy and we're looking forward to attending your gala Halloween event.
Yes. I'm going to be having a killer party.
And you've also done something very special. You've written another book. We're here to celebrate an entrepreneur, Sandie La Nae, and tell us about your book.
Well, thank you very much. Yes. My book, which is newly published, is called Weird Reno, and this is my 10th book.
There's something weird about Reno?
Well, actually, if you read my book, you're going to find out all kinds of really weird things about Reno. This book actually is a lot of fun to have written. The docent and historian at the Nevada Historical Society found a lot of very strange and very interesting pieces of information that are in this book. So between, her name is Arlene LaFerry, and between her and I happen to think this is a fun book, just chock full with all kinds of interesting pieces of information.
Well, Lucky likes Reno, and one of the things Lucky has done in the past is do the architectural tours.
Oh!
If you notice that some of the architecture is just a little bit different on some of the buildings, just to be different, and is that something that's in the Weird Reno?
Just a little bit of that information, yes.
Yeah, if you have to really pay attention, because it's just, all of a sudden the architecture will do something, and then you have to really spot it.
Right, you do.
So give an example of what's weird about your weird book.
Oh, well, we have all kinds of interesting chapters. We do have laws.
You have what?
Laws.
Laws?
Like weird laws, like if a dog walks onto your yard and it's abandoned or something, and you know the owner, I guess it wouldn't be abandoned if you knew the owner, then you can hang the owner. Because
the owner?
You can hang the owner because the dog walked onto your land.
You sure you should write that? People might start hanging each other.
I know, really, that might be not a very...
You might be a troublemaker. And that's still in the books?
That's in the books here?
No, I mean on the books, the law book still.
Oh, it's on the law books now.
Oh.
Exactly. And you can't have a bench out in the middle of any street.
A bench?
A bench. You can't have any bench.
You mean like for stopping at the bus?
Like sitting down, well, in the road. There's a law that says you cannot have a bench or chair or any type of seat in the middle of any of the roads in Reno.
So what do you do at parades?
I don't know why you'd want a bench or a seat in the middle of the road anyway. You get run over, but...
Well, I wonder how the debate was at the chamber or the commissioners about that one.
Oh, exactly.
Not against the benches. And then someone said, "You Democrat." Always picking on the benches.
That's right. Well, inside...
Well, that's weird. That's definitely weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of other interesting pieces, too. Not all things are weird. There's a huge chapter here about movies that were filmed in Reno, notabilities and personalities that were born in Reno.
Well, didn't like some stars come to get divorced in Reno that were pretty major, too?
Oh, yeah, like Mary Pickford. And there's a big chapter in here on the divorce laws. They changed from 1897 to, I think, I need to read my book, in the 60s. They changed because you had to live in Reno for, let's say, 6 months. Then it went up to a year. We went back to 6 months and 3 months and now 6 weeks. So there's the history of that. There's also a story in here about that when the women would get their divorce decree, they would kiss the column on the courthouse and then go throw their rings in the Truckee River.
Well, that's weird.
That's yeah. So there's also stories in here about murder and mayhem.
Murder and mayhem?
Murder and mayhem in Reno.
Oh, no. That's what Johnny Cash did.
Yes. Yeah.
Just to watch him die.
That's right. And there's ghosts, and there's the bowling alleys, the different bowling alleys, clothing stores that were around. There's one in here. It's real cute because at the end of the advertisement in the clothing, at the bottom of the advertisement, it said, "Stop in and see our electric light." It was an advertisement from the 1890s. So yeah. So
in my neighborhood, it's pretty true. Nobody can afford power, and it's never on anymore.
That's So funny. So sure, we have roads and trains and slot machines and the Reno Arc. The Arch,
Arch?
the Arch, that's, the biggest little city in America. That changed quite a bit throughout the years.
Well, yeah, when the truck ran it over.
I guess it did, didn't it? But we have Justice Court, gangsters, slot machines, the animals, the weather, Scott Island. This is full of really cool and interesting, weird, and fun facts. And there's also a few little sub-chapters on Sparks, because Sparks is a sister city, and it is associated in many ways, on many levels, with Reno. So
Well, I've been there. It's weird.
it's weird. It is, yeah.
So how do you research looking for weird things? Just read and read and read and find things that are weird, and you want to share them with the audience in a trivia book?
Yes, it's interesting what's online, what people will write about. Mostly a lot of these are newspaper articles. I mean, going way back to the 1850s. Okay. Research from like Arlene LaFerry did here, being she's a docent and historian at the Nevada Historical Society.
So you can go and say hi to her right now.
Well, hi Arlene, hey, you're on TV.
Go see Arlene.
TV.
She likes
That's
to be bothered.
right. Well, she's an awesome researcher.
She's
I'll
very
tell
nice,
you.
too.
Yeah, she's an awesome lady. She's the one that gave me the concept for this book. Actually, how this book came to be is, every once in a while, we all have Facebook pages, and every once in a while, she will put a very interesting article that she found on her Facebook page. And there, in 1906, there was a court proceeding that came about because someone found bones in a safety deposit box in the bank. And so I wrote back to her and I said, Arlene, that sounds like an awesome book to write. Maybe something like Strange Reno or Strange Things About Reno. Well, we agreed on a title of A Weird Reno, and then the book just took on a life of its own, really.
Well, you like to create reality, and that's creating reality. It's a beautiful cover, too.
Oh, thank you. I do my own covers.
Did you take that picture yourself?
I might have. I don't remember. I have got thousands of pictures of everywhere.
You've got good
and
stuff.
so I don't know if I took that one or not. I just grabbed it from my
How
files.
would one buy that? Is that book at Marley Books? And
It's going to be at Marley's Books in Carson City, Nevada. Right now, being I just got it published and I just got it sent to me. You can purchase it on my website, which is www.sandypsychicstones.com. There is a button there for my books. Now, also on the 25th of October, I'm going to have a book signing at the Nevada Historical Society, so you can buy this book here too.
excellent.
So sure, and it is used, actually, if I could boast a little bit here, it's going to be used as a primary source with different museums and bookstores, and hopefully the Nevada Historical Society. So I'm real happy about
Excellent.
that.
Well, good things about, or weird things about anything is always unusual.
Well, what's really cool about this is going to be the first of a trilogy. Arlene and I are going to do Weird Virginia City and Weird Carson City.
I don't think that'll be too hard.
We're going to find a lot of weird stuff going on.
So I know the museums in Virginia City have a lot of weird pictures, so
Yes, they do.
all you got to do is look at the weird picture and weird things will happen from there.
I think that's going to be totally weird.
Yeah, Julio Billette, she's got all these pictures around town.
Yeah.
Weird history there, too.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of interesting things going on that has gone on and still going on in Virginia City.
Well, tell me more about your other books here.
Well, last April of 2014, I wrote a book called The Old Genoa Bar, and I wrote this in honor of three different things. One is Willie and Cindy Webb that own the bar now. And I also wrote it in tribute to and an anniversary of the Genoa Bar, as this year it's 160 years old.
Awesome.
It's even older than the state of Nevada, which was my third tribute. I wrote this in tribute for the Nevada organizations are having their 150th anniversary celebrations this year.
Yeah, my best friend Michael Smith has a picture in there.
He has a picture in here, Michael Smith, and if I can boast, he happens to be the producer of my show, which is Psychic Creations, and he is in this book. So this book is for purchase too on my website Also at the bar too, if you happen to
Oh
go
yeah,
into the
they've
Genoa
sold
bar.
a lot of them there. Not that I hang out there, but I do enjoy the place.
Well, sure, yeah. And so they always have these books on hand here.
Well, that's awesome. When do you get time to do all this? I know you're a busy woman.
I love to write. My first book actually didn't come about till in 2007, and since then it's like I can't stop writing.
Well, 2007, so how many books have you written in the last 7 years?
This is my Reno. The Weird Reno is my 10th book, but I have about 7 that I'm working on.
Well, since Lucky has met you, I think you've done at least 4.
I believe so.
Now,
I believe
this is
so.
The next one, and we talked about Genoa, and we talked about St. Mary's.
And the St.
And then
Mary's
this one here,
Hospital?
I'm still kind of curious about that one. You didn't really tell me a whole lot about that one. Is that now like an art store or art museum or
Well,
something?
right now it's considered to be an art center. The St.
art
Mary's
center?
Art Center in Virginia City, Nevada.
Yeah, and then is that where you have that picture of a nun? Or is that from someplace else?
Yes, that was actually on the porch of this building. Is this book actually what I write is what I term historic paranormal books. The first part of the book is historic, and the second part has stories of our findings in the paranormal.
Excellent. Well, right now, do we have any friends with us?
We have lots of friends behind us, yes.
Well, thank you guys for coming. I always appreciate the audience. And is the picture of the nun in this book?
Yes, it is.
So
yes,
you can purchase this book and find it, and there's a picture of a nun on the porch, I believe.
Yes, we figured out that it was Sister Xavier.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. So she's still kind of watching out over the place.
And she's watching out over the place still, sure.
Awesome. Well, is that a fun place to write and talk about? Or?
Yes, it is. I love this building. For 5 years, I was in this building so much, and I got to know the spirits, and I just got to know the building itself. It's a majestic structure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I know our friend Kim Capel was very active at the Genoa Bar. Is she still going to do more things here for her ghost tour itself? Does she still end up there?
Yes, she does. Yes, Kim Cobell has a wonderful Genoa Historic Ghost Tours.
Now, is that still active? Can you still contact her to do and see the Genoa Bar and get your book at the same time?
You sure can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you just contact her through like Genoa Ghost Tours or?
Yes, she's online, www.genoahistoricghostttours.com.
So you can do the tour with Ghost Tours and then get the books. I know, isn't your next book like the Drake House?
I already did the Drake House.
No, yeah, here. We didn't talk about it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we talk about the Drake House?
We will in just a second after the break.
And we'll be right back after this short break and see Lucky Duck do some dancing. Thank you.
Here we go. Yeah. Lucky Duck. Wish I saw him quacking. Sing it in a rock and roll band. He lost all his feathers. Not in a lake on the sand. And everything around him got you stuck in feeling so low. And he started quackling. Check out the show. Yes, he was dancing and clapping to the music. And just when in the beat, somebody turned around and shouted, "Play that funky music, Lucky Duck. Play that funky music loud. Play that funky music, Lucky Duck. Play it, make it boogie and play that funky music, Lucky Duck. Lucky Duck, oh Lucky Duck, Lucky Duck, yeah, you are lucky. Play that guitar. I stay rapping as a girl, yeah. I thought that he was out of his mind. How can he be so foolish? Because he thought he would be left behind. But still he kept on flapping. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lucky Duck for Nevada Trails, and tonight I have a very exciting show, and we're talking with author Sandie La Nae and psychic. And the next house, I've had the pleasure of visiting the Drake House.
The Dake House.
Dake House.
Dake House.
It's next to the Drake House.
It's next to the Drake House. That's right.
Well, when I was there, it's actually a beautiful antique store now.
Yes, it is.
And it's got some spirits, though. One
Yes,
is
it
in
does.
a haunted painting.
Yes, it is, and that's globally known too.
Yeah, and that's is that part of the ghost tour as well?
Yes, it is. I think Kim has got 2 or 3 different types of tours, and I believe that the Dake House is one of
And
the
can they
tours.
buy your book there as well?
Yes, they can. You can
Oh,
buy
okay.
this book.
Well, I'll let you talk about your book then.
Okay, well, the owner of this particular building is a friend of mine, and a couple of years ago I said, how about if I write a book about this place? And she said, that would be wonderful, because I'm, after all these years, 20 years or so of telling people about the spirits in the house, she says, now I can tell them to go buy a book.
Yeah.
But the Dake House, which is now Antiques Plus, it's the very last structure at the end of Genoa, Nevada. It used to be, well, it was built by the one and only undertaker of Genoa.
Awesome.
And so it's actually a very interesting home to go into. All of the rooms are 12 by 12 by 12 high, because the mill, that's all they would create and cut, is 12-foot planks.
Which is really wild to me, because I'm always bumping my head in these older structures.
Oh, well, yeah,
There's
well,
smaller people that cut them to size.
sure.
And then when everybody got bigger, I just bumped my head yesterday in a cabin.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
So when it's 12 by 12 by 12, except for they shortened the stairs, I believe, and upstairs for the kids somehow.
Yes, they do. The railings aren't, like, if you're used to railings this tall, the railings in here are very low, as the door frames are, because many, many years ago, this was built in 1872, the adults never went upstairs. That was all the kids' rooms. So everything was built lower, to keep the children safe.
So they were spoiled.
They were spoiled, yeah.
Well, I was lucky enough to be there at one of your shows, and I could have sworn they had a famous painter or a photographer come by and take their picture a long time ago. That's exciting stuff to go see in itself.
That is very exciting. It was either 1962 or 1964, Ansel Adams was driving through northern Nevada, and he stopped, took a picture of the Dake House, and that was before the current owners were living in it. And it's the most beautiful black and white photo, portrait painting of the Dake House. It is just fabulous.
Well, yeah, if anyone's taking any photography classes, then you kids should have some fun doing it. He's always in the books, and his paintings are his pictures are in the museums. And then now there's famous pictures of that house.
Of that house.
So he stopped
inside
by
his house.
to take a picture of that house. So
he did.
He got off the main highway and kind of took the small roads.
Right.
So that's exciting.
Well, this is exciting too, because this house was featured in a movie, I can't remember when it came out, I think late 70s, called Charlie Varick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was, the house is featured. And as you were saying, there is a haunted painting inside of, it's a real pretty portrait of like roses laying on a table. And it's globally known as being haunted. There were several people from, well, all over the place that wanted to purchase the painting, because it's a pretty painting.
Yeah.
And the spirit that still has a death grip on it, every pun intended, she didn't want it sold. And so I think it was in 2007, the owner of the Dake House, now her name is Martha, she asked me to come in and see if I could find the spirit. I happen to have an ability where I see dead people. And so I went in, and yes, there was a lady by the name of Mary, and she said, please don't sell my painting. Before that, when people would come in, it would fall off the wall. It almost started a fire. It hit an electric outlet. This spirit was adamant that it didn't get sold.
Well, did the spirit say why she loved that painting so much?
Yeah, it was hers at one time.
So it's her favorite object,
It's
so
her-
she's going to stay with it.
Oh, believe me, a lot of antique stores and museums, those people, the items that they carry, they're still, well, the people that owned them originally still want to keep them.
Excellent.
Yeah, very haunted places.
So the antique stores are packed.
They are packed with a lot more than antiques, believe
So
me.
you're You're taking home a family of four, maybe. You know?
That's right. You could be with that old china about your.
Well,
or
the Jake House also has I believe a little like a child room outside. It's like a box or what do you call it?
Well, it's a playhouse.
It's a playhouse
Yeah.
for those kids, and it's like a little house.
It's an exact replica of the Dake House.
And it's neat. I think it's even for rent if people want to rent it for an occasion at the Genoa.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe you're
It's
right.
so cute. I think you should just get it for the summer.
Well, I think, yeah, I agree with you on that.
Go
Yeah,
there and go to Genoa Bar and go back and take a nap.
that's right. And why not?
Or
That
go
sounds
back
like,
and read a couple books from Sandie La Nae.
that's right. That's even better plan.
Well, I've had the pleasure of reading a number of your books.
Well, thank you.
One, I really like how you're so detailed. So you
Oh.
kind of know about detailed history, then you know about the hauntings, and then you kind of know about the people of the hauntings. So you kind of feel like when you're done, you know the whole physical flow of the place.
Oh, well, thank you for that. I really try and do as much research as I can because I'm a real stickler for accuracy, the proper names,
Yeah.
you know, the owners, the genealogy of a house. I'm kind of a real stickler for, thank you for that, for the details to make sure that my books are true and accurate.
Well, I know some of the things you do. You do tours like the Stewart School.
Stewart
Yeah,
Indian
yeah,
School.
yeah.
And
And then,
also the St. Charles Hotel, we do tours here.
So how do they get a hold of you if they want to be involved with your tours? Do you have like a website where you tell of upcoming tours?
Yes, we do. I have a calendar, and I should update it, and that's on my website, which is www.sandiepsychicstones.com. Or the best place to really see what we've got going on is my Facebook. It's just a Facebook under Sandie La Nae or Sandie Psychic Stones, and that's where I put all kinds of flyers. I'm a flyer queen. I like to.
flyer queen.
Yeah, I like to create all kinds of flyers of what we do, which I happen to belong to a ghost hunting team, paranormal investigative team called Thin Veil Investigators. And that is our findings that are in usually the back part of
Well, this
of
one's
each book.
exciting. My best friend Michael Smith. See what a great guy is. He got a discount and he put his sister in one of the rooms.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah. And in fact, they were in a room that I call Phil's room.
Phil's room.
And he likes to pull hair.
So she hasn't read the book yet.
Oh,
I just said, I didn't say anything actually.
Okay.
But she walked past the little haunted shrine,
yes.
and there's a haunted shrine, and there's like places there that says it's haunted, and
Right.
discussions and rumors and innuendo, and then things like the tours.
Right.
So you got a hint that maybe it might be haunted.
Oh, well, it's kind of haunted.
So
Actually,
she said the cat sometimes acted weird,
the cat will act weird.
and her teenager acted weird, but we thought that might be normal.
That could be. I just think
We
about
thought
that a
that's
second.
normal. And then she said that I said, "Did you ever get your hair pulled?" And she said, "No." So to me, does that mean the ghost liked her and let her stay there?
Probably because they were in Phil's room,
Yeah.
and he might have liked her. He doesn't like too many people.
No,
So-
from what I heard, that he's even pulled your hair.
Yes, he has pulled my hair because he does not like me. But every time I go into St. Charles Hotel, I make sure that he knows that I'm there.
Yeah, and then you greet him and welcome him. So I've been on your tour. It's an excellent tour.
Oh, well, thank you. It's a lot of fun. I love this building as much as I do all my buildings here that I've written about. But I love this one especially because we have been able to investigate this since 2005.
Well, on your tour, is it on your Facebook page? They can see your tour.
Yes, in fact, tomorrow night I've got a tour going on there.
Excellent.
I try and get a tour about every 3 or 4 months going on
Yeah, so they
there.
can get signed up for the next one on that.
And you can see my haunted painting.
Oh,
I have a haunted painting, and believe me, that painting is very, very strange.
there's a haunted painting. Is that what's in the little museum there?
Yes, there's kind of like 2 museums, one about a Hank Monk tribute, and then there's another museum where there's some artifacts, the old artifacts.
Well, if you know
So-
history, Hank Monk's a pretty big deal. And his room was like real small, little
Yes.
bed, little chair. And I was like, whoa, it was tough in the old days.
Oh, yeah. and at one time, between this hotel and this one over here, which was at first the Mueller Hotel, there's 206 rooms that were in this St. Charles Hotel, and they were all about the same size of that little tribute room, which is no bigger than a closet.
Your body heat basically heated the whole room.
I think
Well,
it
anyways,
did.
I recommend people come down to Carson City and rent a room for the October 31st parade. You know,
Oh, well,
you know,
that would
it's
be a
the
good
150th year. Go down and have a party. There's a bar downstairs, and there's
Yeah.
a place that sells a big plate size. What do you call it? Pastry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right next door.
Right.
I think it's Mom
Sure.
and Pops or something.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mama Pops.
Well, I think we're getting down to the last minute or so. Can you give out your final, your contact information so people can track you down?
Yes, you can get a hold of me at www.sandypsychicstones.com. That's my website that takes care of all my books, all my psychic business, all of our Thinville investigators, everything.
Well, I'm Lucky Duck, and I'll be taking care of meeting and greeting the kids October 31st at the Governor's Mansion. So I think it's going about 6 to 9 or so. So kids, come out and say hi, and happy Halloween, and everybody have a good time. And thank you for watching, and thank you for being on Nevada Trails.
Thank you. This has been a pleasure.
This is Lucky Duck saying thank you for watching. Bye-bye.